Tonight, we're taking a closer look at how these hate groups and hate speech are being tracked and how this can impact other tragedies. KSHP 41 News reporter Dan Cohen talked with organizations who do just that. Dan?
Caitlin, this is difficult work that they do, and these organizations say they're worried about the continued spread of these ideas. They say it's a dangerous threat in the digital age. Overland Park's Jewish Community Center, a church in Charleston, a synagogue in Pittsburgh, a mosque in New Zealand, a Walmart in El Paso, and now a grocery store in Buffalo. All scenes of hate-fueled shootings that provide successive blueprints.
This really kind of shows the weaponization of the internet.
Researchers say each of those tragedies is motivated by the conspiratorial Great Replacement theory. And even though it isn't grounded in fact, it still radicalizes across time zones.
None of these actors are existing on their own. They're all influencing one another. When this individual shares manifestos, shares his feed, it's influencing a broad range of individuals from across the United States, from across the ideological spectrum.
That level of reach has produced calls for public and private intervention.
We should interrupt and stop hate no matter where it's proliferating. And if that includes online, we need our governments as well as our business owners and social media business owners to address the use of their services in the proliferation of hateful ideas that are causing violence.
Last year, the Southern Poverty Law Center tracked more than a dozen hate groups in Missouri and Kansas. But even they say that metric doesn't tell the whole story.
While we have a decrease in the number of groups, we have an increase in the amount of activity over the last 5 to 10 years.
They say this shift has turned lone wolves into a pack that doesn't need proximity.
People can engage in these ideas, in these activities, without being a formal member of some particular group because they are so accessible.
Now, both of these organizations say they're already tracking the spread of the hate speech from the Buffalo perpetrator, Caitlin.
Dan, what do they usually find when they track these kinds of things?
Yeah, Caitlin, they've been researching this and reading it, and they told me, the ADL told me that their review of this person's writings, the shooter in Buffalo, they called it a nearly complete copy and paste effort. They say almost 60% of those writings mimic those of the New Zealand shooter. And if you remember that attack in Christchurch a few years ago, that led to the death of more than 50 Muslim worshipers at a mosque. So they're seeing this mimic activity in all of these different events.
Yeah, as one of those experts said, kind of a copy and paste ideology.
Yeah, it is. And you're seeing it play out, and they are worried that it could happen again.
Very troubling. Dan, thank you for that.